Hi friends, my name is Vidit. I am a data engineer. So in this video, we are going to start integration with Pyspark integration with Snowflake and how we can ingest the data uh, into Snowflake with different file formats. So today I will try to insert JSON file, Parky file, and a CSV file. So let's start it and let's understand how we can make this integration successful, how we can make a connection between from Python to Snowflake, and how we can then ingest the data using Pyspark data frames to the Snowflake. So uh, here you can see I'm having this Jupyter notebook which is inside the Python. uh, you can install that package. You can watch my previous videos and you can see how we can install it, how we can start a new kernel file. So I just having this home here, and from this new I just start a new file, and inside that you can see this is a folder basically I'm having here. If you look here, this one, yeah, here is the folder basically which I'm following. Okay, so you can see there are three files I'm having: the supplier.csv, the supplier.json file, and the supplier.parky file. However, I just having this data from this sample data, and inside that we can see we have this supplier table here. So I just normally it is having 10,000 records, but I'm just having only 20 records in my file, and just will insert that data only. Okay, so instead of having bulk record, I'm just having an example and just will insert the 20 record this time. Okay, so I've seen these three files. This is the supplier.csv. So if I open this file, you can see there are these are the header, and we have this record 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 10 20. And after that 20 record, what I did, I again copy this 20 record and insert into the all of the files. So these files basically now having the 40 records, but those 40 records are the duplicate. So this is also like how we can resolve this duplicate thing through PySpark. So we will also handle that into this video, and then we will only insert the 20 record, not complete 40 records. Okay, so um, we can start it from here. So initially so let me open it. Let me give it a name like Snowflake Pyspark ingestion. Okay, this is fine, I think. Pyspark ingestion. This is my file, right? So I'm having some of the files like logging file, and then we would have a large file called a Snowflake connection class basically. So that I would just the code is already ready with me, so I will just copy paste that. And further data frame things, we will try to understand what we are going to do. So it just a logging file I'm just creating here. It has been created. So through that we are just used to log the data, nothing else. Okay. And after that I'm having one more. This is basically just to check like if there are any exception throwing, so we can uh, do that actually. Yeah. And after that I'm having a Snowflake class basically. So that class basically is just to create the Snowflake connection, and this is my that class basically. So let's understand it better. Um, okay, so from a starting, you can see I'm having these details here like the username, the host name, database, a schema, role, warehouse, format, and one more thing is I'm using the private key, so that file path and the that uh, passphrase I'm passing here, I also passing the authentication method. So we can understand it better. Let me execute it first. Okay. So now we can see how we are fetching these data from which file and all. So I would explain you that. So let me come to here and let me import OS, and then there's one more thing, import config uh, parser. Okay, that is fine. And at the same time, let make a config instance through this config parser config. We will try to understand how we are fetching these properties, from which class we are fetching these properties. So once we have it, let's get the file location. There is a property file location I'm having. Yeah. And that would be the os.path. We can try like that. And here, if you come here, I'm having this config folder, and inside there, you can see this is my RSA key. This key basically I am using to log in with the Snowflake. That is one thing. And this is a property file I'm having here. So if I open this file, you can see I am having few required things which are really needed to make this Snowflake connection. We can ignore this part this time. But if you look here, this uh, Snowflake account, I'm having this account, the host, this is my host, this is my database, and those details like I'm having here, you can see. Okay, the sales DB and all details, and I'm giving this key file name and the username, and in some cases like these jar files are required, but I think here we do not require those things this time. Okay, so we can ignore this property. This is the only part which I'm going to use. Okay, so now you can see like while I'm passing this config here, and I'm just trying to get those details from this config through this app config, right? And how I can use that I will show you here. So yeah, so I'm giving this config folder because my file is directly opening there, and inside I need to go inside the config folder, and my file name is app config and local dot is, right? This is my file, and use this config now to read the file. Yeah, so let's pass this profile location here. and enter. Okay, we got this file here. This is our file, right? Config app config local dot properties. You can see app config local dot properties. That's fine. Okay, once we read the this is a method here, and inside the method we can see the RSA key. This key is basically our private key, and we already have the public key here. If I check our user, like this is my current user, so I already inserted that public key here. I can see. So this is my RSA public key, which I already inserted against that private key to log in successfully log in into the Snowflake. Okay, so I'm just reading that file here and just preparing a complete connection with all the properties, and here I'm returning it. Okay, yeah, so let me move ahead now. I'm having these things, so import OS is already there. Let's do one thing. Let's create a connection of the Snowflake class. So first I'm trying to ready my connection. Okay, so sfdb connection, I can say. So that connection would be ready using this class. The class name is here, and let me pass it. Dot. I'm having a method here. This is my method. Inside that, because this constructor required this config file. So config I already prepared here. This is my config, right? And this, let's call this method. And if okay, this is having some error. This is not defined. It is giving. Okay, let me. Yes, now getting the error. I'm still getting this error. Mhm. Okay, here it is giving the error on this create logger and saying it is saying sys dot argument and sys is not defined. So why not if I can import the sys as well? And if I want to see what is the connection which we have already is, we can just simply type it and let's see. Okay. So I can see my connection is ready with this private key. I'm going to log in. This is my URL and all details. Okay. Okay, now we are good with the Snowflake connection. Connection is ready. We can pass it with the Pyspark write API. So why not we can read uh, some data through that, and later we can check how it is working. So yeah, so that is something we can start from here. Let us start it by spark.sql, and let's import the Spark session now. So we have installed it, and we have imported. So now first we can start from because we have the files here. You can see the CSV, JSON, and the Parky file. So let us start from the CSV first. So let me make the instance of the Spark using this Spark session. App name, I can write some app name because this is a Snowflake Pyspark ingestion. So I would say Snow Pyspark app, like that. Okay, get or create. So let's see to be ready with that, and then we can start to read the CSV file. Oh yes, it is ready. We can check where it is. Yes, obviously it is working on the master node is my local. So let us start from here, like because we are going to read the supplier file. So supplier CSV underscore df equal to spark dot read dot which file we are going to read, the CSV one, and the file name is supplier dot CSV. Because this is CSV, it's necessary if you provide your invoice schema. uh, yes, invoice schema, and there's one more thing you're providing here, the header. You're saying yes, that's true. So once we are good with this, we can see CSV data frame has been ready. If I just simply check CSV underscore CSV dot print schema, yes, we have the schema ready now. So it is have integer, string, double, these type of database data types are here. And further, if I check with CSV underscore df dot count, how many records are, those are 40 records. And also dot CSV underscore df dot show, if I see the complete records, you can see the 1 to 20 and then again 1 to 20, which is something like the repeating, the data is duplicate here. So why not, if I can remove the duplicate record, right? So if I simply use the distinct command here, I can see and dot show. So it is now having only 20 records. Okay, however the 20 records are not coming like 4 1 2, but you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 20 is coming. Okay, yeah, and if you count it, so the count is 20. So why not, if we can have these 20 records separate uh, in some different data set, different data frame, I can say. So distinct supplier records equal to, we can simply give here supply underscore CSV underscore df dot distinct. Okay, supplier, right? So Now we are going to write the right library to check to ingest this data into the table. And currently, if you see your table, basically, let me check here. Okay, how many records I am having into this? Let me truncate this table, truncate table, supplier. So I have truncated the record, and there would no record here now. So 0. Okay, so let's go to the work. I'm having this supplier record here. We can see. So why not let's write that script to ingest the data. Okay, so let's come to here and let's make a Snowflake namespace. It is required to give site that is Snowflake dot spark dot snowflake. Okay, and I would also try if I can first get the total record before insert. Total records before insert, then I will use the Spark now. Spark dot read dot format we will define here. The format is same which I am defined, and now we have to pass our Snowflake connection as a dictionary. And right, we have already created our Snowflake connection. This is my connection. This I need to pass here. This has been passed. Then because I am going to write uh, a query basically, because I need to fetch the number of counts. So that is a query simple like select count star select count star from supplier, right? This is my query I'm going to fetch. And once I have this, I need to load it, and then okay, this is something I'm going to do this time. And let's use the collect also. Once you collect it, let's get the record 0 and 0. Something like I'm just getting the first column and that column first record, because only one record is I'm going to get from here. Am I right? And let's give some name like total to get. And once we have it, let's print how many record I'm going to get. Total records before insert data, and total record before insert. Now I would be writing the right query. So this would be the insertion I'm going to do here. So insert data frames into Snowflake and write that queries dot write not a Spark. Actually I have to use this distinct because Spark I use for read, but I'm going to write it right. And again you are going to pass the format, the same thing which I pass here. And then let's pass my Snowflake connection. This is my Snowflake connection. Once I have done it, so now let's provide the table where you are going to insert the data. So my DB table is you've seen in Snowflake. And let's define a mode. There are more like overwrite, append. So we are going to just append the data. Let's save. So this is going to insert the data into Snowflake. Once you have done it, so why not if we can, let's count the total records after insertion. So let's say total records, and again going to perform the same query here, to just copying this again. So we are performing load first. Collect is something making this data frame into a list or an array I can say, and from that array I'm just reading this 0 position data because only one column with one record will come here, right? So once we have it, we are good here. So we can again it, and you can say total records after insertion. So these are the total records I'm having, and there is one more thing, inserted record. If you want to calculate, then you can say total records minus total records before insert, right? And you can say printf total number of records inserted. These are the inserted record. Okay, now just I would be having exception as e like that, and are we going to look? Okay, let's raise it. That's it. Okay. So let me try it. If any error, or are we going to insert the data? Let's see. So total record before insert is 0, as we already seen here. There's no record. Now it is going to insert the data. Total record after insertion 20, total number of record inserted 20. So let's try it here. Select count, we already have 20, and select star, we are having records here. Yeah, we are having the 20 records here. Okay, so we have performed this CSV operation now, and further I would uh, move the Parky file, and there is one more called JSON file. JSON file required a different approach to insert. We would require to create own schema, and then we need to insert the data into that. But we can see this, we are able to insert this with we also apply the distinct here, so remove that those duplicate record. So we are only inserting the 20 records from those 40 records which are unique. Okay, so in my next video I will just perform the same operation on Parky file and the JSON file. So please subscribe and watch my video. Thank you so much.